Welcome to Hall Pass Sessions. This is your all-access Hall Pass to what the legends of the game are talking about. Legends from the Hall of Fame, the PBA, the PWBA, and the best that youth bowling has to offer. Hall Pass Sessions, complete with positive thoughts and a tip or two to help. And of course, legends to host. Now, here's Hall of Famers Carolyn Ballard and Leanne Barrett-Hulsenberg. This is Hall Pass Sessions.
Okay, look what I'm doing, Leanne. Look what I'm doing.
What are you doing? Are you taking a selfie?
I am not taking a selfie, but guess what?
You're videoing us?
You're on Instagram right now. You are Instagramming. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk, and I'm going to leave this right here so we can get more followers who aren't on Facebook right now, but they're going to watch on Instagram. It is Hall Pass. How you doing, my friend, Leanne?
Good. I feel like I just saw you, which I did. So I'm glad you got home safe.
I got to tell you, I came home, I took some medicine, sat for a little bit, and then went right to bed. But when I woke up today, I was in such a good mood. Now, why do you think that is?
Because you got rid of your sinus thing that you had going on.
Not really, but that was a good guess. And she's my friend and she cares. No, you know why? It was a great weekend. I spent time with my friends.
Yeah.
Mike, I don't get to see very often. You, I get to see more often, but it's great to finally have time to actually catch up. And we talked about that, how we need to make time to just do, right? For ourselves and not for everything else. And met some new wonderful people at the SYC. So in my opinion, it was a great weekend and I was super, super, super happy. So I just wanted you to know that.
Me too. And I really appreciate you coming out. You know, we do our charity stuff. We'll talk about the SYC. We've got so many events to talk about, but it was good to have you there in person. And thanks for making the big trip.
I love it. Thank you for always inviting me. All right. Where do you want to start today, Leanne? Let's get right into it.
You know, we were in out west, but I think all the action was really back east. And it was like so much bowling, you know, appropriate. It was National Bowling Day on Saturday. And there were so many events going on. This one, super important in New York. Look at Kyle Troop and Nancy Shank, John Harbuck. I'm not sure the other person, and I'm sorry, but does that say $1,600,000 to BVL?
Can you believe that? That is absolutely phenomenal. American Veterans, yes, BVL Association, $1.6 million. I mean, bowlers. I say this all the time, as well as you do, Leanne. Bowlers are just absolutely super amazing, and this just goes to show it right here.
I agree. They come together. You know, in our league, they pass around like a little envelope where you contribute to BVL. Like they just, you know, walk through and everyone just throws in their $1 or $5 or however much they want. And obviously, there's a lot of people doing that. $1,600,000.
And I love that they're right there in New York City, right in the middle of the street, 2 lanes. Kyle Troop, you can't ask for a better representative. As well as the entire staff of BPA that handles BVL. So hats off to them for a great event.
Yeah, awesome. And then I think upstate New York. So that was downtown New York City. And then upstate New York was the Go Bowling NASCAR race in Watkins Glen. And Storm's been a part of that for a couple years now. And we send our pros and we interact with everything. But they did this big old, if you haven't seen it, it's on Storm's Facebook page, the world's tallest strike. They were dropping bowling balls down 100 feet or something. That was amazing. And Norm Duke, always great with all the people. And Malia, who is a social media phenom, like she just is spreading bowling out there for everyone. And she did a great job. And look, little Gary got to ride in the pace car with Malia. So,
I like how we say little Gary. I'm
well,
glad
he's
Gary got
acting like
some
a little
coverage.
kid. So,
I
yeah.
am. I'm glad he got a little coverage there because, he was the guy behind the scenes. But that was fantastic to see. And again, the big Go Bowling signs everywhere, which is awesome. Mixing NASCAR and bowling, a lot of similarities there. So another great event. Love it. And then,
Shout out. Yep. Shout out to Nathan Johnson, who was the Go Bowling bowling pin. He was in there being
ah,
the
oh,
awesome. Yeah. So,
nice.
and then
Oh,
down
Shlem.
to Bowlerama, the UBA, which we were at in June, was maybe the world's largest tournament for one weekend. I think there were 3,500 people there, and
Hmm.
Blair went, Schlem went, Stu Williams went, and they said the place was packed all weekend. Call out matches, like
Yep.
it's amazing.
Anybody who hasn't been to a UBA event has to attend a UBA event. And I know Blair's listening. I know we don't have her on, but Blair, you got to give some insight. Did we not give you fair warning and did we lie?
Yeah, so everyone in the world, when you ask people, like, what's the UBA? And everyone goes, it's just different. And then after going, it is just different. It's not traditional bowling. But I have to say, Carolyn, you nailed it, right? I walked in, you said, you're like, it's going to be like, there's people everywhere, there's music playing. I walked in, and there was like one person with a JBL stereo on like one pair of lanes, and then about five down there was another JBL stereo playing completely different music for that group of people. So but yeah, it was packed. It was awesome. Lots of SPI staffers in the building, and yes, Stu Williams got defeated in the contract match by
Oh, I was just going to ask. I
Nick
didn't hear who
Verano.
won.
Nick
Oh,
Verano beat Stu Williams and is now on Team Storm, rightfully so. So yeah, he crushed
was
it.
the
Officially on.
match close?
No, 4-1.
Oh,
He crushed him. Stu won the first game, and then Nick just kept moving left, and he has
and
a
that
little
was it.
higher rev rate and a lot of power, and it was crazy to watch. So pretty cool.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I am so glad. What a great match to watch too. Two great bowlers right there. Nick Verano, phenomenal bowler. And of course, Stu Williams is riding a high. He's been bowling really well in his last
Yeah.
few tournaments, just recently won one of the regionals. So, Blair, I'm glad you had a good time. But again, anybody who hasn't seen a UBA has to attend one to really see how different bowling can be, right? I
Well,
mean, just the
yeah.
action. Yeah.
And not to interrupt, but the UBA is opening up to the Midwest. So they're trying
Oh,
to
nice.
go to Ohio and Michigan and some of those other big bowling states. So
Okay.
I think in the next few years, we're going to see even bigger events, which is hard to even believe. But yeah, watch out for the UBA.
Excellent. Oh, I love it. I love it. And was that it? Was that all of our oh no, it wasn't it. Of course not. The events that make you smile right here, right, Leanne?
Yeah, we had it's our third time we've gone to Boise, Idaho at Westie's Garden Lanes. They're a great bowling center with always having great tournaments there. And they had a great staff. And we had two brand new winners in Gleason Garsky and Jake Saleh, and then a couple repeat champions, Stevie Newton, Lydia Gordon, Lindsey Grime, and Brady McDonough. And we had a little celebrity sighting over there. Blake and Adam, the bowling doodles, were there. And so it was the epitome of SYC. It was the competition, the camaraderie. We all had a great time. And then charity. Your charity table kicked butt.
Yes, we did great. We raised almost $1,500 and met a lot of new people. Was able to actually, just explain what we're all about, what we do. Just just a breath of fresh air in the fact of um, there seems to be like a new group of not only kids but parents coming into the bowling world and just asking so many questions. And I had a lot of people coming up to the turbo table. I was telling Chris, asking about interchangeable thumbs and fingers and what does tape, there's different kinds of tape. Is it on the front of your thumb? Does it go in the bowling ball? It's so nice it's almost like there's an innocence and they're really trying to learn along with their kid. And I think we talked a lot about it after the seminars. So many of the parents had questions, and in every conversation, it was, well, if I learn more, I feel like I can help them. Right now I'm not really a bowler. I'm doing a lot of reading, but I feel if I learn a little bit more of what's going on, I can help them make better decisions, faster decisions. And of course the key was, and learn more about all this equipment that because of course the two biggest items on the table are the bowling balls, of course. So it's exciting to see that there might be this new crop of people and kids just entering the bowling world, and I think it's great. I really do. I love it. I love SYCs. So
I agree.
yeah.
And you and Mike Jasnow, special shout out to Coach Mike Jasnow. You guys did a great seminar on Friday, and we called it Leveling Up, about teaching kids, in relation to video games, how you get a new video game and you're not sure how to play it, and you practice and you try new things and you put in your time, and then you level up to the next level, and then you learn some more, and so it was a good analogy to get kids and parents understanding all the work that goes into bowling. And then you guys just talked about the mental game. We talked about colleges. We talked about as kids grow and changing their fit. I mean, you're right. We had so many great questions, and
Yep.
you can tell that it's a new crop of people. Now, most of the time, our seminars are somewhat of the newer family, so that's what makes them more
Mhm.
interesting. Um, but I think you guys did a great job, and it was answered by all the questions that people asked. So good job.
Well, I enjoyed one of the topics that you brought up, and I'd like to kind of just mention it on here because I think it was pretty important, and I think we forget about it every now and then. Um, the question was, how do you pick the right college, and what is the difference between a trade school going to a four-year university? Are there trade schools that have bowling programs, or a two-year school? And I loved that question because I think those two-year schools and trade schools tend to get overlooked. And I think they're just as important because everybody is not a four-year university type person. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And there are a lot of opportunities out there for trade schools or clubs or the two-year universities. One of the moms I did an interview with, she said, my daughter wants to bowl, but I think she wants to go to cosmetology school. Get that out of the way, then think about whether she would like to go get an associate degree. But while she's doing it, she'd like to work and bowl. And I'm like, that's phenomenal. That's an absolutely great game plan. And
Right.
I think sometimes we just forget about that because we go right into college bowling and assuming it's a four-year school and then you start naming all the big schools. And one of the things, Leanne, you brought up that was exceptional as well is let's not forget about the smaller four-year schools that have a lot to offer. The
Yep.
hometown feel, and I think everyone should keep their options open because there are a lot of opportunities out there.
I agree. It was a good seminar all the way around. You know what's
Yep.
happening right now? The tour
Oh, yes, it
is
is.
going on right now on CBS Sports. So hopefully you guys are watching that, maybe listening to us over here on your iPad. But you got last week's champion, Shannon Polhowski, or last couple days ago, she
Mhm.
won. Verity
Yep.
finishing off the season strong. Lauren Russo finishing off the season strong because I'm not sure she bowled the entire season, but she
Mhm.
made the show in like the Open or the Queen,
Yes.
so another major. possible player of the year, Jordan Snodgrass, and Stephanie Zavala was like third, but
Mhm.
right behind Way and Jordan. But Way and Jordan are neck and neck. And I think, if my math is correct, Jordan wins the first match. If she does, she secures player of the year. I'm not positive, but I was trying to do some math today. So she definitely needs to
Now,
win the first match.
I was just going to say, because she's seated fourth right now. You're right. I believe if she does, she goes ahead by just a little bit. Correct?
Yeah, it might be the
Yeah.
closest player of the year race that we've had in a long time. So, either one would be a great player of the year. So I'm sure it would be big for Singapore to have a player of the year for as much.
O-
But, and
Okay.
Jordan's already won player of the year. So this would be her second player of the year.
Exactly. It's kind of funny because you got some hot hands on here with Jordan, and especially, and I knew we were going to mention it. She pulled out of the second event when she made the top 12.
Yeah.
Uh, she has an allergic reaction to um, uh, her hand conditioner
Hmm.
and rested her hand and treated it and was ready to go. Took the next day off, obviously, while she was treating it, and was good enough to get right back in there on that third uh, match and or tournament. Just
Yeah, she made the
unbelievable.
right decision. So who are
I
you
know. Hey,
picking for?
by the way, go make TV.
Yeah. Who are you picking?
Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Well, I think Jordan is in an absolutely phenomenal mental space and has a hot hand.
Yeah.
But the tournament leader, she's been knocking on the door. She wins the last tournament, and she
Go.
is the only left-hander,
Yep.
which can either be a very good thing or a very bad thing. But
Right.
my first pick would probably be Jordan. My second's probably going to be, I mean, I think Shannon, just if she can make that side work for her with
Yeah.
everybody else breaking the lanes down. But it was pretty high scoring.
Hmm.
So I got to tell you, this one could be up for grabs. Could be up for grabs.
Yeah, I
But I'm
don't
going to go
know.
with Jordan as my first guess.
That she has a lot of work ahead of her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you?
Oh, I really love Verity. I mean, all of them are great champions. I mean, they've all won before. I love Verity. I know she's struggled this year a little bit, and she's obviously got it together the last couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of rooting for her just for that. But I also used to be a bowler, so I really can appreciate the top seed. She earned the spot, so I hate to see the top seed have to win again. And Jordan and Zavala, she's a tough one. She could go
Yeah,
through the whole thing, and then maybe the underdog is Lauren Russo, and who knows? I mean,
I know.
I don't know. I'm picking Verity, but I don't know. I don't think
I
there's
like your
any.
pick.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think you have a bad pick. I don't think anybody has a bad pick at all. So,
Yeah,
um, but
I'm
again,
sad.
it's going
The
to be
season's
interesting.
over.
It's what is it?
The season's
Was
over.
it?
I'm sad. No more bowling
Oh,
for
I
the
know.
girls.
There's
Yeah.
no bowling for the girls. The men. I'm sad for the men as well. But rolling right into that, the Lucky Larson is taking place at the end of this month, where a
Hmm.
lot of the touring players fly over to Sweden. Boy, Martin Larson started that tournament as a, and if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong on this, I think he really started that as just a scratch tournament, right? Just a plain old scratch tournament, wasn't it?
And it's grown into this
And
national title event.
and everybody who has the opportunity goes over there to bowl it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the women go over to bowl it as well as the men. Uh, he really has given back with trying to keep something on the schedule, obviously for the men to bowl. But again, right after that tournament, there's only just regionals left for the men to bowl. So I'm a little sad. I feel like we kind of get a little bit of a lull after tonight and the Lucky Larson are over, which then leads me to my next question. I always have a question. What do you think we need to do to create more bowling throughout the year that anybody can participate in and anybody can watch?
You mean like professional bowling?
Either. Like my first thought, I wish someone would bring back something like the team challenges.
Ooh, it's been talked about a lot.
Okay. I personally love team bowling. I loved the team challenges. I think there needs to be some rules put in place. Please don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't think we could put, Pete Weber, Norm Duke, Chris Vide. I don't think you can do that. I think there'd be some rules in place, but I would like to see more team bowling.
Okay, hey, Carolyn, did you ever win the World Team Challenge?
Well, as a matter of fact, Leanne, I did. And the one we won to go to nationals was in Las Vegas. And do you know who our anchor bowler was?
It used
Leanne
to
Barrett Holzenberg.
Yeah, that washed up lady. Yeah, I remember that.
But I got to tell you, we had such a good time.
Those
And
tournaments were so much fun.
And we bowled well. I'm going to
Mhm.
give our team credit. We bowled well in Las Vegas and then
Mhm.
got to the national championship and performed when we had to. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was a good time. We bowled a lot of those together. So
Yeah.
that
And again, see, I like that in the fact of a lot of times the pro bowlers don't get to bowl with each other. For years, we weren't allowed to bowl together on the same team, you know,
right.
uh, because of restrictions and whatever. The team challenges actually gave us the opportunity to participate together. Again,
Yep.
I don't think there should be 5 of you, but it actually allowed 2 or 3 of us to be on the same team. So I loved it. I enjoyed it. So I'm glad whoever is still talking about it. Leanne, I just want to let you know, someone said on the whole Instagram here, I have it still going, you have to bring an SYC to Mississippi.
Ah,
That's what they said.
nice.
And I would love to see a Battle of the Sexes match and some Battle of Sexes match.
Yep.
Eh,
No. Eh.
I guess. I mean, yeah. Or maybe a men's team and a women's team bowling each other. Um, I'm not much into the whole let's see who can beat each other because I don't know what the positive is for it or after it. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'd be against it. But I love
Right.
the suggestion and I'm glad you're thinking about it because I think one thing we do need is a lot of ideas to try to get the ball rolling to have everyone involved in bowling. So I absolutely love that. We've rolled right into everything. Blair, do we have a commercial for tonight? I think we skipped right over commercials.
Yeah, we can play a commercial.
I'm gonna go look at the TV and see who's winning.
Get us an update. I like it. Please do.
Get a break for it.
Hang on, I'm looking. I
I'm just gonna go
resorted.
look at my TV and see if Jordan's winning, and then we'll know if she's the player of the year. I don't know.
Well, that's true too.
I lost it. I lost my
It's
commercial.
okay. We
You
wrapped
lost your
up
commercial?
the busiest weekend in bowling very quickly.
You did.
Actually, we really did. Watching the
I did
girls
have
and
a
listening
question
to
for
us
you.
on Instagram. Yes.
I have a question for you about all those events. We did Fox and Friends. We were on national TV. NASCAR
Yep.
was on some station, and it was Go Bowling was the sponsor.
Yes.
UBA was live streaming. SYC was live streaming. PWBA is now on CBS Sports right now. But do you think it's important? Like you've been in the bowling industry and you've been on the industry side of it for a long time now. You think it's important for us to do these Fox and Friends and Go Bowling and why? Like it brings awareness to bowling, but do you really think like it helps us?
It's funny because my question down here was I was going to say, why does it matter?
Yeah.
So it's along the same lines. I think anytime you see bowling, it's a good thing because the word bowling and the actual action of what it is, whether it be youth, local, um, pro, I think when it's out there, it then resonates with your mind or people will notice it.
Hmm.
So, yes, I think it's great for bowling because it markets to different audiences. I have
Yep.
always been a firm believer in, and we just talked about this weekend. I mean, I'm kind of digressing a little bit, but we talked about how the senior, the senior bowlers are a category that's large, but they're the first ones to get left out of everything or not be involved, or we go right to the younger or the pros or the college. So again, that's probably the answer to your question is for everyone to feel involved in the sport of bowling. I think we need all these different avenues that attract different people, different sports in some, right? NASCAR,
Yep.
so that everyone can see that bowling appeals to everyone, not just one group.
Yeah.
So I do think it's important for many different reasons. How about yourself?
I do. I always think it spreads awareness, and NASCAR. I've learned that NASCAR and bowling like have a lot of the same demographics as far as the type of people. So I always think that's a good one to be involved in. Um, and I mean, if you're on Fox and Friends, talking about bowling and the good things that bowlers do, like raise money for BVL, that cannot be a bad thing. And the fact that we do them year after year and they keep asking us, I think that's a good thing as well, because they must like us to do that. So,
I agree.
uh,
Um,
good job to everyone who
yeah,
put all that together. I know BPAA and USBC and everything. I think those are really great events.
right. The other part of that is it also shows the community, the world, whatever, um, that bowling doesn't just think of itself. It thinks of the veterans. For
Hmm.
many years, we were involved with Susan G. Komen, uh,
Hmm.
SYC giving money to Make a Wish and Ballard versus the Big C, and the Elite Tour creating backpacks for kids to go back to school. I
Yep.
I love the community attachment that bowling has at every level from the bottom up.
Hmm.
And I
Me
think
too.
that speaks volumes alone for the sport. And if there's anybody out there who isn't a bowler yet or is on the fence about joining a league or going out and bowling 9-pin no tap or whatever it be, I encourage you to do so because I think not only will you enjoy yourself, but in that bowling center you will find something else you are passionate about, whether it be a charity or the local Lions Club or selling Girl Scout cookies. The bowling centers and bowlers are always involved in something else through the sport of bowling. And I think that's huge. I think it's huge. So I
I,
love it. Um, I have a question. Which pro bowler would you like to bowl against?
Me?
Yeah, if you're in a match, or no, I'm sorry, which pro bowler would you love to see, two pro bowlers versus each other and why?
I'm going to be kind of a jerk here, but
You're
wouldn't
not a
you love to
jerk.
see a rematch of Sean Rash and Jason Belmonte?
That, or I was going to pull out Pete Weber, Norm Duke. I mean,
Right. I mean,
I'm
like,
going there.
what rivalry could you name? Like, everyone
I,
seems to be very respectful of each other, and the first,
mhm,
anti-respectful one for all the, all
right,
the backstory is Sean Rash
right.
and Jason Belmonte. So, uh, could happen.
I love it. I love it. Oh, Mike, you're in the chat. Thank you. Mike, how are you feeling? I hope you're fine. Obviously, you're in the chat. You must be feeling better. Um, And I like these comments too. Like people are saying, I've walked into a bowling center, I've seen a house full of seniors having the greatest time. It is true. We just had the senior championship last week. We chatted a little bit about it. And again, everybody was like, see you next year and whatever. And I'm like, my God, it's only the second day. You got 2 more years, like, because they may not see each other while they were crossing or whatever. But I couldn't believe they were already all talking about next year. So again, it's just the camaraderie. We talked about that at SYC. It's about camaraderie, family, community, and just spreading the word of bowling. And I absolutely love it. So with all of these great things that bowling is doing, from our national governing body and the bowling proprietors, the industry folks, there isn't anything we can't do, and there isn't anybody we can't help. And I'm convinced of that. I stick by
agree.
it. I
I
stick
agree.
by
You've
it.
done some really good things.
Yes. But what's on tap? What are we doing this week? What's coming up? Bowling will be lulling down a little bit, but we've got a lot of subjects out there
Yeah, we
that,
talked about one of our subjects a couple times. Next week, we're going to talk about league bowling. We're all getting ready to start our leagues, right? Like, I don't know when your league starts, but let's all talk league bowling next week and get everyone to join in. And I'm curious to see like how many leagues people bowl. I mean, we've got some avid bowlers, so I'd like to know the average. I bowl one league because I travel a lot, but
I want to talk a little bit about that. I want to talk about the different type of league formats.
yeah,
I know there are trios leagues and then points leagues and then win-loss leagues. And I'd like to know what some fun formats are out there. I'm in the DFW area, so bowling is a hotbed, but there's a lot of different formats going on. And I'd like to hear from everybody across the country as to, or the world. What's your favorite format when you bowl league? I know what mine is. I like bowling the trios league.
as you get done
I like
quicker.
I like trios. You get done a little quicker. The pace seems to keep going. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like there's a big lull. Um, and again, it's if I sub at night, because by the way, I bowl the Coffee Clutch League. So I think next week I'll have my little cup of coffee. But again, we have people from beginners to, ex-pro bowlers bowling in this league. Now, we're never going to win. We shouldn't win. It's a handicap league. But all I know is I have the best time in that league because I do have a couple dollar bets here and there each game with some of my friends. So again, we make it a good time. We have a lot of fun, and then we go out to lunch and have a great time. So it's
I
wonderful.
can't wait. I want to talk league bowling next week because I love my
Okay,
Tuesday night league, and it's a good story. I like it. So
right.
let's
Okay.
next week, let's bring our league stories.
Okay, league stories. I want to know how you got started bowling too. That's awesome. I love it. Well, this was a quick one this week, huh?
It's okay.
Oh wait,
We got to go
aren't
watch
we
the
going to try to
PWBA
have?
finals.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about local and state associations, and I'm going to try to get our North Central Texas USBC regional manager Terry Taylor on our show. Not just put him on the spot because I know he
Yeah,
might be listening, or Tina is.
get
So
him.
we will put him on the spot, and we will have him join us to talk a little bit about local and state associations.
He's one of the best associations in the country. I love working with Terry, and he better come on our show next Tuesday.
I love it. That was a threat. It can't be any better than that. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on this short evening. We wrapped everything up, but we have a lot to chat about next week in league bowling and local associations. We'll have some ball commercials. I know there's some new bowling balls coming out. So join us here next week. And don't forget, bring your questions and your opinions. Have a great week.